Oye. My mother died 2.5 years ago, and I forget. I forget and say my parents before correcting it to my dad. She still appears under our Netflix account. Every day I see Kristen. Click it and her cue's still lined up. She never finished an episode of 30 Rock. She never watched the next season of Orange is the New Black. I watch it for her. My mother died 2.5 years ago, and I find a picture of my sister and her together, her faint little half smile, always posing for the camera. Her hair short and thin, weight from chemotherapy. I can't remember what her voice sounded like. I think it was high-pitched, but I can't remember. I don't want to remember. My memories are sick, infected by a leiomyosarcoma of the uterus, turning her bed into a deathbed. Tumors distorting my childhood home into the place where my mother died. I can't remember a time she was alive and not sick. My mother died 2 years ago. And I have a panic dream, searching through her ashes, trying to find her bones. The blackness engulfs me until I find that proof I hate Mother's Day. I can't stand scrolling through feeds of full families, whole families, homes that feel like home. I set the table for dinner and I accidentally place an extra plate. Her email inbox goes long unchecked. Automatic spam goes long unchecked. I wonder if she'll keep getting emails forever. Bots have the luxury to not know death. A few emails from her mother. I miss you. I wish you were here. I delete the spam. My mother died 1.5 years ago. And I wake up thinking this was all just a hoax. That she was just gone, that she was in a coma. I hear her voice. Its pitch is like sweet lemonade, a cold drink on a hot day, soothing. I feel her embrace. And she apologizes for being gone so long. For missing graduation, for missing move-in day, for missing the time I first fell in love. My mother died 1 year ago. And my family all gathers together to spread her ashes into the Atlantic Ocean. My aunt turns to me and says, "At least we can say it's been 1 year instead of measuring in months. My mother died 8 months ago. I still get her mail. Every letter addressed to a person long gone, letters reminding us of her departure. I separate her mail into her pile like she always taught me to. A pile that overflows her cubby, overflows her drawer and pours out onto the ground. My mother died 4 months ago and they don't know. My sweet mates, my new friends, my professors, my neighbors, they don't know. I don't tell them. My mother died 2 months ago. Everyone I see asks me how I'm doing. I say I'm sorry, I'm so sorry, I'm fine. Thanks. They say they can't imagine my pain. I ask them to imagine a bit harder. And they leave. My mother died 2 weeks ago. And my dad and sister and friends gathered together for a celebration of her life. She wouldn't have wanted a funeral. She wouldn't have liked all the attention. I tell myself, brave face, brave face. You were here with her and they were not. My grandmother weeps for our child lost, each tear draining her until she sits, desiccated. We knew this was coming. It was coming ever since that day in 8th grade when my dad couldn't pick me up from school and my aunt said that this would just be a routine procedure. My mother died 6 hours ago. My sister and I sit in my car, the cold, dark air pouring in through the windows, silent for minutes. And I ask, I can't tell if I'm in denial or if I'm already at acceptance.